Hello, I'm Kevin Benedict, Senior Vice President of Solutions Strategy here at Regalix, and I want to welcome everyone here today. I'm very excited to have as my guest somebody from a very interesting company. Her name is Efrat Ravid, and she is the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer for ContentSquare. Efrat, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and so good to reconnect after so many years.
I know it. We have spoken at the same conferences and over the years. So we've seen each other many times in the last, probably over a decade, matter of fact.
Couldn't be. I'm much younger. So.
Oh, yeah. So it must not have been. So talk to us about, well, before I even get started there, let me ask you, where are you calling from? I'm here in Boise, Idaho, where we always wear bow ties. But what about you? Where are you calling from?
I'm actually in sunny San Diego, but we have this May gray thing. So it's the only month that it might be a little gray. So this is why it's not 75 degrees, only 70. So it's cold today. It's quite chilly, 70 degrees.
Well, thank you for giving us your time and sharing your experiences today. For those that don't know ContentSquare, talk to us a little bit. Give us a sense of what you guys do and what problems you solve.
So we are a digital experience insight platform, which means that we help everyone in the digital team to make decisions upon number and really understand their customer data and not based on emotion. We help companies to do digital transformation, which in other words, take this big, very difficult process and we make it very simple. We just allow everyone in the digital team to access the right information in a simple way, not to wait for an analyst, for operation person, really to be able to do it themselves. Data is commodity right now.
Okay, so if I want to sell things on the website, so I've built this big extensive website and I have the concepts, I have all kinds of images and all kinds of videos. I have what I think is a beautiful design and beautiful colors, and I'm doing everything the right way. How would you help me?
So in a very simple way, you put a tag on your website with our no tagging plan, nothing. You just put our tag and no implementation is needed. And from that moment, we record everything that happened on your digital asset. If you have a website, if you have a mobile site, if you have an app, everything that happened. And when I'm saying everything, I actually mean everything. Every zoom in, zoom out, the mouse move, everything you can imagine. And we take all this big data and distill it to a very easy information that you can read. So for example, for every image you put, we can tell you if, for example, you open an e-commerce site and you want to know how much this image actually helped my bottom line. So we tell you with dollar value how much this image can help you, where is the location. We show you how many people click on a button or on a field. Sometimes it's a good click, sometimes it's a bad click. You want the people to click once. If they click 5 times, you can easily find that there is a problem. And then we, with our UX Performance Center, we actually provide you insight to tell you, depends on your role in the organization, what you need to do. So this is...
Wow. So in a lot of companies, they have the concept, of course, of paths, a customer path. So you might have, if it's a decision maker, their path is going to be, they're going to do different behaviors on a website than if there's somebody that's actually a developer that's going to be using particular tools or something. They will have a different path. Can you then look at individuals and predict kind of on the path they follow?
So we do it even to the next level. You're talking about the path per persona. If it's depend on the titles, and if we are working a lot with consumers, so with B2C companies, so companies like LVHS and Avis and companies that have a lot of consumer, right? And for them, the persona is very important, but we take it to the next level. And the next level is mindset and emotion. meaning every purchase in the end of the day is done by emotion, right? We make expensive and cheap one by emotion. And this is what you need to know about your customers. Are they here to browse? Are they here to buy? Are they serious? Are they under pressure? The same person, the same persona like me, right? I'm a CMO working with 3 kids. I behave completely different in the morning when I have 3 yelling kids and a boss on the phone from comparing the evening with a glass of wine when everyone is asleep, including my boss, right? So this is where we can give you the information about the customer, not only about the segments of the persona, which we know, not only where they come from, which we also provide you, but also what are the mindset, where they are now in the purchase level.
Wow. So I can imagine then you can take that data and optimize a website. And I noted that on your website, you talk, and your product videos, your platform videos, it talks a lot about the automation and artificial intelligence engines that you use to provide the recommendations for how to optimize and improve a website. Talk to us about that.
So when there is so much data, I'm always laughing that we came from a world from no data to too much data.
Right.
So it's so much data. So then you hire a group of analysts to analyze your data, or you use artificial intelligence. And we do the second one. We use artificial intelligence to take all this information and distill it to the right information when it's important. So I will give you an example. I mean, if you look at, Walmart is one of our customers. So if you look at the amount of customers they have, and per segment, if they behave this way, for a person to actually drill down for each segment and for each issue and to see each problem will take days, hours, and a lot of expertise. For an artificial intelligence bot that is trained and do a lot of machine learning and see so much data, it's much easier. So this is why we do it. We have this artificial intelligence working on all this data, comparing it and benchmarking with other data and with other tools, and then see, oh, this is a problem, let's fix it. This is a user experience problem. It doesn't mean to be only a bug. It means it can be a proactive issue that say, from all the information we know, we recommend you to move this image up, this image down. For example, one of the things we found that terms of conditions. So in one of our customers, for every 4th customer in Germany, if they couldn't find the terms of conditions, actually look for it, they left. They wouldn't consider it.
Wow.
Versus in the US, no one ever reads it, right? So this is, for example, an issue that you can see. For a human being to actually find this out would be very, very hard. You see that the customer left. You don't know why. Then in other solution, would you watch 10,000 session replays to see it? Or would you bring a data analyst to dive into it? Or you just have an artificial intelligence bot? And this is where the future is, right? Now. This is
absolutely.
So this artificial intelligence is just saving time for us human beings to understand our behavior.
Oh, thank you for sharing that as well. So in my experience in talking with customers, a lot of businesses have these silos. They have kind of marketing, which is all about creating awareness and brand. But if you look at everything along a customer experience journey, if you would, you have kind of awareness in the marketing, then you have the purchase and transaction process, and then you may have the follow-up, which is implementation and use, and then you might have renewals and support, etc. But often those are unit or business experience might be different. I imagine using your software, you can kind of look across all those experiences and help standardize the approach on how things are done. Am I understanding that right?
Absolutely. One thing that is very, very interesting is that if I look at where the market is going, is that the division between departments such as marketing, as you mentioned, product, customer success, customer support is getting blurry by the minute. And I think it's because they expect to see more cross-department expertise and barriers coming down, mainly because there is one thing that is important, as you mentioned, the customer experience. And if you provide this data in a very easy way to everyone, they can just make the right decision. And more importantly, ask the right business questions. So we people are exactly like kids. If somebody keep asking the question, a business question, for example, why my customer behave this way, or why they abandoned, or why they are frustrated, and we don't give them the data and the answer, after 2, 3, 4 times, they stop asking this business question. So once we provide all these departments, all these functions, the business answers in a very easy way, not only they will keep asking, they will ask the right question. So this is really what we are here for, to really keep our customers, let their team ask the right business question across the department. And what is the one thing, as you mentioned, that is very, very common between all cross departments is how my customer is doing now and how can I help him to be more satisfied? Because the competition and the noise is so big. So if we don't answer this basic question, it's an issue.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. So behavioral data, that's very interesting to me, because you can see in the data that certain users are behaving in certain ways, but how do you interpret what that actually means to the business?
So I will give you an example with one of our customers, Ravid Santa Fe, which is a leading transportation company in Europe, one of the, not only train, but all the transportation in Europe, really is a leader. And they find out that intuitive, it will make a lot of sense that a person that need to buy for business or doesn't matter now, right, a train ticket, a flight for today or tomorrow, will behave completely different than will buy for the summer, right, for 3 months. The research will be different, the behavior will be completely different. So the information they need to provide them and the upsell and the upgrade is completely different, right? If I need a ticket from now to go to a conference in LA tomorrow because I was just asked for to visit a customer, I really don't have to don't ask me question, right? Give me answer. Give it to me now because I'm under pressure. Give me exactly what I need. Give me the option. I will tell you the time. I don't even care about the price. I just need it now. Compared to if I plan my trip with my kids in few months to Germany, give me any option I want, right? So this is a behavior that depends on the way, how fast I will navigate with my mobile. You can actually, it's not only the question I would ask you, I need it for tomorrow, but how fast I navigate, right? You can see it. I mean, our artificial intelligence can see it. That the person navigates really fast, that they really quickly, and the answer needs to be much quicker compared to the person browse, zoom in, look around, and so on. So this is another thing.
Wow, that's fascinating, Efrat.
Thank you.
So let's talk about you in your role as a Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer. Now, you have a lot of experience with some different technology companies. How is your role here at ContentSquare different from perhaps some of your other roles?
I think there are two things that is really interesting in this company. First is that it's really the right product in the right time. I worked in many, many companies before, but the need is so much there. That we just need to run really, really fast to provide this need. And for example, we work with a lot of retailers, and retailers are struggling because Amazon and other disruption in the market really understands the digital. And it's very difficult to take your amazing brand and make a digital experience of it because the experience and the expectations are different. Even if you buy luxury, the expectation in going to the store and spending the time is different than you do it on the digital. Mm-hmm. And customers and the market understand it. They understand that they don't need only to survive, they need to strive across the digital platforms And the difference between digital team and just a marketing team, in my opinion right now, after meeting so many companies, it's how much access they have to the data. If you look at Amazon, they figure it out. They know that everyone needs to get access to data quickly, immediately, and they do everything to get the data. And this is exactly what we provide our customer, access to data in a simple way, so they can answer it. And this is why when I'm looking at the market, it's just there. I feel like it's like boiling. We just need to answer the needs. So that's what first thing.
Because in your role, you know that pain. You know the pain of having to look through data and being held accountable for more conversions and more sales and better experiences, and just having data but not necessarily knowing what it means or what to do about it. So wow, exactly. That's powerful. So how else have you seen the market actually change in the last 5 years? How have kind of the CMO role and their strategy evolved over the last 5 years, do you think?
So there are a few things. So if in the past, I think the main things that change, at least for me, is that the noise becomes so much bigger. So if in the past we had maybe 1,000 companies that sell to marketing people, today there are over 6,000 companies that sell. So it's really, the noise become very, very big. And as a marketeer, you need really to be creative, understand exactly the customer pain, and bring exactly the values they need right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not in future, it's right now. And if I look at it, is stop, spray and pray and just do account-based marketing. On behavior level, right? Really understand what the customer needs. If my customer right now need to improve conversion, this is what the answer I need. If my customer needs improve engagement because this is a KPI or any KPIs they have, this is the need. I cannot talk to them around because somebody else will. And also there is the issue of reviews. I think we are a company, one thing that you asked me about what is unique, our churn is close to zero. Customers that start with us stick with us. And it's amazing because I think it's the value of we will do anything for the customers is from everyone in the company, of course, from the CEO to all of us. It's just drilled down to every part of our DNA. So in this aspect, it's so important that we in marketing understand the customer need and value and do it with them, right? It's really the most important thing because reviews, it's the most important thing. If one of the big accounts say you are not good, probably not.
Oh man, that's powerful. So over the last 5 years, kind of how have you seen marketing strategies? It used to be that people thought that just getting email lists and send out email broadcasts, that was good enough. Or then you add webinars and that was good enough. And you'd go to your a few big events each year. But how has marketing strategies evolved over the last 5 years? What are people doing more today because it works better and doing less of because it doesn't work as well anymore?
So I think the email marketing, for example, how many emails can people get, right? Even if it's relevant, it's just too much. We get too much email, too much information. So it's really about being very precise and very short. It's almost like very small tweets about a very important message, very simple, that can answer they need. And also, you need to be with the right product. And we are lucky to have the right product on the right time with something very simple. I call it we simple it down, or we smart it down, right? We don't dumb it down, we smart it down. And the reason for that is that you need to make it a real problem, very simple for the customer to solve. And if you have the right product with the right message on the right time, it's almost, you need to use all the tools, account-based marketing, digital marketing, PPC, SEO, all the words we all know, write the right content that actually add value, to try to be very unique, which is very hard. For everything I'm thinking about, there are hundreds of articles. We really help the customer, for example, when they redesign, right? When you redesign a website, you do it every 2, 3, 4 years. This is where we really shine, because we can tell you what works before, how it will help you now, and so on. So I did a research with my team about redesign articles. We find thousands. So how can we write a really good article about redesign, which we can help them, because there are so many. So it's all about being unique.
Wow. You know, that's so interesting, because we're reading, you know, we need shorter and shorter content because we're being inundated by mass quantities of data. But because we have to respond with just short little tweets, short little drip-fed pieces of information, that means we have to be even that much more precise, so that small quantity of content is exactly what we need. So it just builds on itself. Smaller pieces of content, but more precisely geared to each one of us as individuals.
Exactly.
Okay, so talk to me about where you see technology going, the MarTech stack. Where's it going to go in the next 3 years? How's things going to continue to evolve?
It's gambling, but definitely more artificial intelligence. I think because the data is so big, human being, we just cannot do it. So it's really getting into that. It's really getting, as you said, not only precise information, but also precise data about the right business question. So really asking the right business question. A lot of niche products for specific, only niche messages, but actually niche products and niche technology. For every problem, we will have a solution. And one thing I really believe in is that products technology become too complicated. And I think the ones that will really, really succeed will be the ones that make it simple to the user to use. Less features are better. Less functionality is better. And maybe even custom it per role in the organization. But to ask a CMO to use another dashboard and see another chart, this is not how I see it going. Wow. I see less, not more. It's too much now. It has to reduce. I mean, almost all our customers, if I tell them I'm an analytics, not insight platform, but I'm another analytics platform, here is another 10 charts to your dashboard, they will kill me.
Oh, I can see that. I wrote an article that said that technology really has reached a point where it must disappear from us. It must get so smart that it anticipates and automates what we need behind the scenes. Don't just make us be involved in more and more setups and configurations and data and charts. Do it for us. You know what our intent is. Make it happen.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
Well, Efrat, I want to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your experience, your insights with all of us today. It's been very valuable.
Thank you so much. Always enjoying talking to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Efrat. Bye-bye.